ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। 41 ज्ञातृज्ञानज्ञेयरूपं मायाकार्यमिदं जगत् बहुविच्छेदयुक्तत्वादल्पमित्यभिधीयते। So what is that bhuma and alpam were described? Bhuma is that which is free from these triputis, these divisions of these three divisions of jnata, jneya and jnana. There are no vicheda, no parichinnata, desha, kala, vastu, these chintas are not there. Such a thing can only be Chaitanya. A thing that is free from knower, known and knowing or knowledge. Here knowledge is not knowledge principle, not Jnapti Swarupa. It is knowledge of a given thing, knowledge of a specific thing. So where these are not there, it can be only the Chaitanya which is the knowledge principle itself and nothing else. And what is alpam? That which is full of these three divisions, jnata, jnana, jneya. This entire jagat is nothing but alpa because it is full of so many vicheda, so many parichhannatas. Whatever that is bhuma is what is immortal, is indestructible. So that is now being shown. In Shruti 7:24, 1 points out, Yo vai bhuma tadamrutam atha yadalpam tanmartyam. Whatever that is bhuma is amrutam. Amrutam here is not nectar or anything. Immortal, indestructible. Whereas whatever that is alpam tanmartyam. Parichinna alpa is what? Mortal, transitory, subject to destruction. That is not explained. Achedyoyam adahyoyam akledyo shosha evacha. Bhuma tasmadamartyoyam alpam martyamatadvidham. Ayam achedyaha, ayam adahyaha, akledyaha, ashoshaha, evacha, tasmad bhuma amartyaha, ayam tasmad bhuma amartyaha, ayam alpam martyam atadvidham. This bhuma is so. What is it? Ayam means this bhuma. Achedyaha, which cannot be cut into pieces by any engines of destruction, like weapons, etc. It cannot be cut into pieces. This is what is pointed out here. Generally, the known means of destruction can't operate on this bhuma. Therefore, it is indestructible. Achedyaha, which cannot be cut asunder by any the weapons. Ayam adahyaha. Now see, fire can burn and destroy. So that he says, this is adahya, cannot be destroyed. Water can wet and destroy a thing. Akledyaha, it is not, it cannot be made wet, and therefore that way it cannot get destroyed. Ashoshaha, wind in course of time dries up a thing and destroys. That also cannot be possible. Means any means that can destroy a thing are not operating in this bhuma ashochaha evacha. Therefore means like cheda, daha, etc. are not possible in this. Tasmad bhuma amartyaha. This bhuma is indestructible, not subject to any destruction. Whereas in contrast to this, the other one, what is that? Alpam martyam. Martyam, transitory thing. Mortal is what? Alpam is so. And therefore it is atadvidham. Not like the other one. What is the other one? Not like bhuma. Totally opposite to each other. They are in contrast to each other. What about the Jagat? Is it Bhuma or Alpa? Jagat is Alpa. Samsara kala evasti na mukta valpata tataha. Samsara kala evasti na mukta valpata tataha. Muktau jnana nivartyatvan martyam jagaditiryate. Muktau jnana nivartyatvan martyam jagaditiryate. Alpataha, muktau, alpataha, muktavalpataha by sandhi. Alpataha, samsara kale eva. Kale eva by sandhi becomes kala eva. It is not a mistake, but by sandhi, kale eva by sandhi becomes kala eva. Samsara kale eva asti. Muktau na. Na means na asti. Muktau na asti. Tataha muktau jnana nivartyatvat jagat martyam iti iryate. Muktau jnana nivartyatvat jagat martyam iti iryate. This jagat is alpa or bhuma, we have to verify. If it is bhuma, what will happen? What should happen? It should not be martya, it should not be destructible. If we find that it is destructible, it is not bhuma. So that is now it is destructible is pointed out. Alpata, whatever that is alpata, samsara kale eva asti. It exists during the period of samsara. So long as during the duration of the samsara jagat, what alpata is there. Whereas muktau na. Whatever that is alpa in mukti. And what is mukti? Swaswarupena avasthanam. And swarupa is nothing but bhuma. Chaitanya swarupa bhuma. In that alpata nasti. Why limitations are not there in bhuma, the limitless? Very bhuma means what? Freedom from limitations. Can you ask why darkness is not there in light? If darkness, what will happen? Light means darkness cannot exist. Light and darkness can't coexist. So like here, it says, bhuma means limitless, there are nothing another thing. Okay, alpa, let it, bhuma is limitless. But let alpa also be along with bhuma. Come on, why not that way? Bhuma, limitless, is there intact. Along with that, alpa also must be there. Why not? If alpa is limited thing is along with limitless, the limitless will not be limitless. Because this limited will be bringing the limitations on what? What type of limitation it is? Vastu parichinnata. Bhuma is one thing, along with that other thing called as the alpam is there. This is Microphone brings Vastu Parijishanta to the book, because microphone is not book is not microphone. A given thing brings the Vastu Parijishanta. Vastu Parijishanta means limitation on account of the object. So one given thing is not the other thing. Bhuma is there, may be limitless. Along with that, limited alpam is there. Then what will happen? It is false not false. This bhuma cannot be limitless. And in spite of that, in the presence of bhuma, alpam coexists. Then what will you say? If at all, then alpam must be false in nature. Alpam must be mithya. What is truth is what? Bhuma. Mithya means what? Appears to be there, but really it is not there. During the samsara, bhuma is there or not? We'll be seeing in the next stanza. Yes. Jagat is there or not? Yes. Then both coexist. Both coexist what? In terms of vyavahara, paramarthataha, bhuma is the only one. Jagat is what? False. Alpa is false in nature. Therefore, being mithya doesn't bring the limitations. So, muktau tataha, therefore, means whatever that is alpa is only during the period of samsara, jagat, and not in mukti. Therefore, it has got limitation, it is destructible. Therefore, muktau in mukti, jnana nivartyatva. Because it is being terminated, eliminated, destroyed by knowledge, in the wake of knowledge, that is mukti. So, jnana nivartyatvat. What is that which gets eliminated by knowledge? Jagat. This jagat gets terminated in the wake of knowledge, that is mukti. Jagat martyam iti iryati. This jagat, samsara, is called as what? Martyam, is subject to destruction. It is alpa. Then how do you say bhuma is amruta, immortal, indestructible? Because there is no time when it can get destroyed. On the contrary, the time itself is not it is not the part and parcel of bhuma. It may depend for its existence on bhuma. Samsara mokshayor bhuma vidyate somrutat tvataha. Akhandaika rasananda soyamatma swayam prabha. There is an alternate reading, somrutastataha. In the place of tva, there is sta. That is a better reading. Somrutastataha. Now take the Anvaya as tataha. Bhuma samsara mokshayoho vidyate. Tataha saha amrutaha. Saha ayam atma akhandaika rasanandaha swayam prabha. Saha ayam atma akhandaika rasanandaha swayam prabha. Bhuma samsara mokshayoho vidyate. Whether it is samsara or moksha, bhuma is what? All along there. Even the existence of samsara, all experience on account of what? Chaitanya Rupa, bhuma. Without that, it is not possible. See, what is samsara? This our existence of sorrows, tension, confusion, all this is what limitations is what is called samsara. How do you experience all these sorrows, etc.? Yesterday we have seen. No experience is ever possible without the channels of what? Antakarana vritti. Antakarana vrittis are inert in nature. They can be known only when they are illumined by Chaitanya. That itself is bhuma. I am a samsari. What happened? You know that you are samsari? How do you say? I am experiencing the Sukha Dukkha. Is it not? Sukha Dukkha's are experienced in terms of the Antakarana Vrittis. Made known, illumined by who? Chaitanya. Me, Chaitanya is my Swarupa. Sukha Dukkha belongs to me, or they are in my presence. See, now it is overcast is there. Entire this all filled with the clouds. What about the plight of sun now? Poor fellow, kya ho gaya? Chale gaya. Is it that? No. In fact, clouds are born because of sun. Even now, sun is ablaze in its own nature. But what is covered is our sight. Our eyes are covered. In fact, this example is going to come now. Our eyes are covered. Clouds come and go. When they come, we say sun is covered. Actually, sun is not covered. Still doubt? Imagine yourself beyond the range of clouds. What will you see? Suppose. So, you are in a flight now, and the flight has gone beyond the range of the cloud. Do you know what you will see? Bright sunshine. You may see sun also, depending on the direction of the flight. Is it no? Below, what is happening? Heavy rain. That is there. So, therefore, it is the sight that is covered, not the sun. So also, in the state of samsara, by sukha, dukkha, etc., the reason will be given, there is the triputi only as such. So, what happens? It appears as though it is denied, but it is all along there. Without that, experiences are not possible. When it is not there, it is in its true nature without the experience of samsara. So, Bhuma samsara mokshayoho vidyati. It is locative dual. See, samsara mokshayo can be the genitive dual or the locative dual. Sixth case dual or the locative. Here it is locative dual. Bhuma samsara mokshayoho. Both in samsara and moksha vidyate. It is there. Saha means tataha, therefore means because it is both in the samsara and moksha, tataha, saha, amrutaha. That is what is amrita, immortal, because it's all the time there, never it is destroyed, all the time there. If you take amrutattvataha, anvaya will change. Saha bhuma amrutattvataha samsara mokshayoho vidyate. That bhuma being amruta, indestructible, it is there what? Both in the samsara and moksha. Statement is correct, but it is not applicable because here what we are proving is bhuma is amruta. And reason is what? It is both in samsara and moksha. Otherwise what will happen? Because it is immortal, it is both in the, that is not the point in question. So therefore, though it is correct, it is not the point in question. Therefore, amrutas tataha is better. And what is the nature of that bhuma? Saha ayam, what is called as bhuma. That what is called as bhuma is what is its nature? Atma itself is Atma. And what is that of Atma? Akhandaika rasanandaha. Akhandaika rasanandaha. It is akhanda, means advaya, no division, jnata, jnana, jneya are not there. Eka, the only without the second. So, rasanandaha. It is nothing but rasaswarupa ananda. Rasa itself means ananda only. Rasa itself is ananda only. Rasanandaha, it is there. And it is swayam prabhaha. Swayam prabhaha, swaprakashaha. Self-luminous in terms of knowledge principle. It is knowledge principle. See, how do you say bhuma is Atma? If Atma were different from bhuma, what will happen to bhuma? Atma is different, bhuma is different, therefore bhuma is parichinna, therefore bhuma is no more Bhuma. So therefore it has to be Atma. And again, Swayam Prabha, Swaprakasha. Suppose it is not self-luminous, what does it mean? If Bhuma is Atma or Bhuma, Atma and Bhuma are one and the same, it is not Swaprakasha. Prakasha here, what Prakasha it is? Not light, not physical light, in terms of knowledge principle. If it is not so, what does it mean? To know Bhuma, you would need other knowledge principles. Then Bhuma will be what? Jada, it will be inert. And whatever that is inert is subject to limitation because it has to depend on some knowledge principle, limited, and therefore it is destructible. No more Bhuma. Therefore Atma and Bhuma must be one and the same. This is a way of understanding through logic. Don't think that this logic establishes it. So therefore see, the greatness of our culture is any truth has to be based on three cardinal truths. What are those? It should be told, it should be in the Shruti, the Vedas. That itself is not sufficient. It should be given to reasoning, Yukti, Shruti, Yukti. Third, it should be directly verified and it should be Anubhava. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. These are the three cardinal tests based on which the truth is established. So this is what not that because so and so says so. Generally in the other religions it is that some great master, see, all others centered around a prophet. But our Sanatana Dharma is not centered around a prophet, though we have got galore of such Mahatmas as such, but it is based on what? Shruti, Yukti, reasoning, and Anubhava. These three are the tests that is there. That's why I say, even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is who? Avatara. But whenever he unfolds the Atma Swarupa, he what? He points out the Upanishad. He may not have told this Upanishad, that Upanishad, but the content is based on what? Upanishad only. So that being the case, so ours is not some, that means you just simply accept and believe as such. So it has to be verified directly, and it can be verified by everyone, provided proper adjustment in one's own personality and mind has to be taken too. That's why, see, in Viveka Chudamani by Shankaracharya, the Atma Swarupa is unfolded and it is presented in terms of a dialogue between a Guru and Shishya. The Guru goes to the whom? Guru goes to Shishya, is it? That is nowadays, okay? Times of India advertisement. Shishyas are required. Not that way. The Shishya goes to the Guru and, oh Guru, trahimam, pahimam, samsara is too much. The Guru says, Ma bhaishta vidvan tavanastapaya. Don't be frightened. There is no danger for you. Why? There is a upayaha asti. There is a way out. And therefore, I am going to point out which one. Yenaiva yata yatayosya param tameva margam tava nirdishami. Not new path. Nowadays, new, all this thing. I will point out the path which has been what? Treaded by who? Great masters of the past means you are in safe hands. Nowadays what? New, and you become the guinea pig for the experiment of someone. That very dangerous. So, that path which has been practiced by what? Others, great masters have reached the goal that I am pointing out. This is what our Sanatana Dharma Shastra Upanishads are. So it is what? It is a tested path. If it is not tested, what is the guarantee that you are becoming, what is guinea pig for experimentation of someone as such? So it is not that way. Why? Okay, you subject yourself to experiment. Other fellow may get PhD, but my life will be wasted. And so what? After all, you are Hindu, no? There are enough lives for you. Jantu nam narajanma durlabham. Human embodiment is very rare, and I don't want to waste my life for the experiment of Tom, Dick, Harry as such. So therefore, I want what type of path? Tested path. That is what the Upanishads are able to give us. So that being the case, so That is, that one we have to follow such type of path only. So yeah, that means Atma and Bhuma have to be one and the same, and it is Swayam Prabha, because if it is to be known by something else, that something else will limit and Bhuma will be limited. It is not that very knowledge principle, Swayam Prabha. Now, outcomes. You are telling Atma is Bhuma and Amrutaha. Atma is Bhuma. See, if you get confused by this word Bhuma, keep in mind it is Brahma only, okay? That's all, nothing more than that. It is Brahma only, because you are familiar with the word Brahma, Brahma, Brahma. Suddenly Bhuma kidhar se aa gaya. Don't get confused with that. So Brahma only. Same. See, and what is the distinction between Atma and Brahma? Chaitanya as the basis of me, the individual, is called Atma. The same Chaitanya, the basis of entire Jagat, is called Brahma. Any distinction there? See, the space which is here in the hall is called as hall space. Space outside is called as the open space. Are they different things? On the contrary, that walls of the hall exist in space. This division is imaginary division, because space is in and through the walls of the walls. So therefore, that being the case, so Atma, Brahma, only from the Jagat standpoint, the individual embodiment and the total Jagat, stuff is one and the same. In fact, entire creation exists where? In Atma. Like, that, like three-dimensional movies. Three-dimensional movies, So, what is there? Only a shadows, etc., light and shadow play as such. What is there? Actually nothing there, only space only is there. Like that, entire Jagat, though available as a grossified, etc., is no better than the three-dimensional movie. But how it appears to be so concrete and solid. Suppose if that is the case, you go and hit your head against the wall. Don't do, I will be in trouble after. I will be in trouble. You go and hit against the head against the wall, what will happen? Therefore it is real, is it not? Yes, that is true. That is your argument. In dream, you had hit your head against the wall, because Swamiji had given this example, but he cautioned us not to do that. Therefore what? If you are all time thinking of it, and night what happened? You dreamt that you had hit the head against the wall. You had hit the head against the wall. And what happened? You had hit so hardly, you started bleeding. That wall in the dream is real or false? And I had to summon the doctors. Where? Not now. in the dream. By that time, what happened? You woke up. Where is the wall? Where is the blood? Where is the doctor? Where is the Swami? Where are they? But did it not appear so concrete that? Then, but after waking up, you are laughing. Is it not? Likewise, you are asleep now. Wake up to your Swarupa. What? This entire Jagat has no better existence than the dream. Different realm of experiences. Can you ever say in dream that it is false? Because you exposed to Vedanta. Jagat is false and dream is false. You know in the waking state dream is false. But in the dream, while dreaming, even if a dream guru comes and tells, oh, what are you telling? It is false. Will you accept that? No. Or suppose in the dream a tiger came. What will you do? Hello tiger, I know you are false. Therefore shake hands with me. Will you do that? No, you will start running, is it not? So that is what that different degree of reality is there. So in the Swarupa, when Bhuma are discovered, Jagat is false in nature. Now, if Atma and Bhuma are one and the same, that Atma should be all along, is it not? Is it so? Atma is all along? Or at any time Atma ceases to exist? All along. A doubt is, sir, you are wrong. You know why? In sleep and during the fainting swoon, Atma is not there. That's the argument. Therefore, how can Atma be Amruta Bhuma? Come on, answer now. See, look, this is Vedantic teaching. It is not unilateral. There is an interaction in the teaching. Most of these doubts are this what you call, you know what is called? Purva Paksha. Not that Lord Krishna was giving a sermon. Many times what happened, Arjuna has sought the clarification. So like that. In spite of this, there is possibility of some exclusive doubts individually being there. So Vedanta says what? In such time what should be done? The mutual discussion between the students. They have to discuss among themselves and sort out the doubts. If that is not possible, in spite of that, still doubts linger, then what is to be done? With the Guru, you have to clear them off. So therefore, Vedanta is not that it is like this, thou shalt believe. No, you have to inquire and discover. All these doubts have got the answer, and as the teaching proceeds, you will find that many of the doubts automatically get cleared because the teaching itself takes care of that. In spite of that, few are still lingering. They need to be thrashed with the help of the other students or with the help of the master. So now the doubt is, see, you are telling that Atma is Bhuma and Bhuma is limitless, which always exists. But Atma doesn't exist all the time. Why it is not there? In sleep it is not there. This is a doubt only, which is not true. It is wrong, will be pointed out. In sleep, I is not there. And in the faint, murcha, I is not there. How do you say Atma is Bhuma? Says, in sleep, I is there or not? Are you there in sleep or not? Anybody now sleeping? No. Okay. Now tell me, are you there in sleep or not? Yes? Silu? Na kinchana vedmi, na aham mamapi vedmi. In sleep, I don't know anything, including myself. How do you say you are there? Faint also same thing. But when you wake up, what do you recollect? I slept well, sukham aham asvapsam, na kinchana avedisham. I did not know anything, including myself. Is it not? What is it? When you say, I slept well, I did not know anything, is it an present experience or memory? See the tense. Which tense? Don't become tense, okay? Grammatical tense. Which tense it is? I slept well, past tense. I did not know anything, including myself, past tense. You are narrating a past experience. It is a memory recollection. Means in sleep you had undergone the experience of happiness and ignorance of everything. Can any experience be possible without Chaitanya Rupa Atma? Means what? You have to, that means it proves that I, Chaitanya Atma, was there in sleep also. Then why did I not know that? See, did you know that, oh, I am sleeping? You may know I am lying down on the bed. Can at any time you can say I am sleeping? To the question, are you asleep? Yes, answer can never come. I used to give the example. Except children. You know why? The child, 4 years old, parents are dressing to go for movie. Night show, 9 o'clock. And granny was there, of course. And the mother had said, sleep, otherwise thrash you. So the fellow got frightened and what? He was lying on the bed. Father said, look, the culprit is awake. He will give trouble to who? Mother. So she said, no, he is asleep. I tell you, he is not asleep. Slowly he said. So mother wanted to hear, are you asleep or not? Yes, mummy, I am asleep. Only child can give an answer, I am asleep. When you are asleep, you are not available there to respond. So, sleep can never be can be described as a present fact of experience. Do you know why? Waking is the ahankara, the one who is identified with the body, pramata, is available, who is the product of antakarna. In sleep, antakarna also is what? Dormant. The experiencer as a present fact of what? As a present entity is not available. That doesn't mean that Atma is, Chaitanya Atma is not there. It is, if it were not there, you will not have the experience of sleep. If Chaitanya were not, it's not possible, but if Chaitanya were not there, what will be there? You can't say, dead body. See, look here, dead body there, how do you know? Dead body there, how do you know? You should look at it, you should be perceived. Someone has to perceive, but for that what is necessary? Chaitanya is necessary. See that, if Chaitanya is not there, you can't say even nothing is there. Do you know why? Nothing is there has to be experienced with the help of what? Chaitanya. That's why they say, Jagadandhyam prasajjeta. There will be stupor, no cognition of anything at all. It is not possible, so that it will be there. So therefore, the doubt is, see, Atma, how is it Amrutaha? Huma, because Huma Amruta I can accept. But how Atma? Because why? In Murcha and in this sleep, the Bhana, the cognition of Atma is not available. So that is the doubt for which now answer is being given. No, it is there also. Atma is there. Murcha suptyosta drushoyam adnyanena tirohitaha. Murcha suptyosta drushoyam adnyanena tirohitaha. Samadhi supti murchasu bhasate sadhanam vina. Samadhi supti murchasu bhasate sadhanam vina. Tadrishaha ayam murcha suptyoho adnyanena tirohitaha. Samadhi supti murchasu sadhanam vina bhasati. Tadrishaha ayam. This ayam means Atma. What type of Atma? Of that type. Tadrisha means of that type. What type? Amrutaha. This Atma who is Amrutaha is verily present where? Murcha suptyoho. In Murcha, in the faint, in the swoon, and also in the supti, in the deep sleep state, is there. Then why not recognize it? He says, Adnyanena tirohitaha. Though in these states, Atma as Swaprakasha, knowledge principle is verily present, and yet what happens? Tirohitaha, covered as it were, truly not covered, but practical purpose appears as though covered by what? Adnyanena. Due to ignorance, it appears as though covered. Whereas in these states, even without the help of anything, it shines, it can be cognized. In what states? Samadhi, supti, murchasu. In the state of Samadhi, what is Samadhi? Mind withdrawn from all the preoccupation in the Vishayas object and the mind absorbed in the Chaitanya Rupa, Atma Swarupa. Means mind assuming the Akara, if at all we have to say Akara, the nature of what? Chaitanya. How is it possible? That is possible because this capacity is there in the Antakarana mind. Just as the mirror can assume you the form of the objects in front, so also what happens? This Antakarana mind can assume the nature of what? Chaitanya Sarupa Atma. Why? It is made in such a way that it is as pure, as subtle as what? Atma. So that's why no mind has to be made Shanta. So vrittis should not be there. It should be like a still, calm, pure surface of a lake, wherein you can see beneath what is the base you can see, like that. That being the case, that samadhi. Samadhi, the mind which assumes the nature of Atma. So it is what is called Atma. It becomes Atmakara or Brahmakara, or here Bhumakara. So Samadhi, Supti, in sleep. Atma is there. Murchasu, Atma is there. And you know how it is? How it shines, it is cognized. Sadhanam vina bhasati. Without the help of any means sadhana of antakarna or jnata or indriya. See, in the waking, what do you need to know something? Jnanendriyas are required or not? Antakarna is required or not? Without that, can you see pramata, the knower, is required or not? Yes. In the dream also, this antakarna is required. But in sleep, antakarna is not there. Still what happens? The experience one and certainly undergoes, means Atma is there. That without the Atma, the experience will not take place. The experience of sleep will not take place. So that is sadhanam vina, means without the means of jnanendriya, antakarna, so which includes pramata, also the knower, also without that vina bhasate, shines, means is cognized. Only in the murcha and the sleep, supti, we have to infer afterwards. In samadhi, direct cognition is there. Why in murcha and this thing, ajnana is there? Because it is covered by ajnana, will be clarified in the next stanza. That same thing, what is told that Atma is verily present in the murcha supti, is extra, but it is covered by ajnana, is explained with the help of illustration in the next stanza. Meghena chadita suryo yatha tadvat swayam prabha. Meghena chadita suryo yatha tadvat swayam prabha. Ajnanena vruto bhuma pranibhirna vibhavyate. Ajnanena vruto bhuma pranibhirna vibhavyate. Yatha meghena achaditaha suryaha tadvat swayam prabha. Ajnanena avritaha bhuma swayam prabha. Ajnanena avritaha bhuma pranibhihi na vibhavyate. Illustration what we have seen, the sun being covered by clouds. Yatha, just as meghena achaditaha suryaha, the sun covered by the megha, the clouds. So, what does it mean? Truly, sun is not covered, but appears as though covered. Why? Our eyes are covered because of the intervention of the clouds. So, tadvat, in the same manner. Whereas sun is what? Swayam prabha. So, even when the clouds are there, sun is self-luminous. Its light has not got hindered even to the least extent. So also Atma is what? This Atma Brahmbhuma. What is nature? Swayam prabha, self-luminous in terms of knowledge principle, Jnapti Swarupa. Ajnanena avritaha bhuma. So, the Swayam Prabha Bhuma covered by what? Ajnana. Pranibhi na vibhavyate. Na vibhavate, not cognized. By beings, means by people, ajnanis, it is not cognized. So therefore, Atma is what? Bhuma Amrita, indestructible. Okay. Now the next doubt is this. You say, Ajnana covers the Atma, which is Bhuma, and you at the same time you tell Atma Bhuma is Jnana Swarupa, knowledge. Is it not that Ajnana and Jnana are opposed to each other? How do you dispel any ignorance? Ignorance of a given thing is eliminated by the knowledge of the thing, is it not? darkness is terminated by what? Light. How darkness is removed by light? Because light and darkness are opposed to each other. They can't coexist. Likewise, ignorance and knowledge of a given thing are opposed to each other. They can't coexist. So therefore, that is ignorance is removed by knowledge. And you are telling us here, Atma, who is Jnana Sarupa, Bhuma, is covered by ignorance. It is as good as saying light is covered by darkness and therefore the light is not seen. Will you agree? Light is what? Bright and brilliant, but poor fellow, what happened? Got covered by darkness and not visible at all. Is it ever possible? Then how do you say so? Ajnana. See, look at what did you say? Ajnana. See, Ajnana avrutaha bhumaha. And in the 46, Ajnanena tirohitaha. 45. How do you say so? So is it not incongruous? For which now answer is given. Be clear about one thing. Atma is Jnana Swarupa. Whereas Jnana dispels, removes Ajnana both at the level of Antakarana Vritti, not at the level of the pure Chaitanya Swarupa Atma. So that is how, that means the question is little tricky question as such. Doubt also is little tricky as such. You should be careful. We say Atma is knowledge principle. Now tell me, ignorance of something is in terms of what? I don't know French. Antakarana Vritti. And when you learn French, that ignorance in terms of Antakarana Vritti gets dispelled, and that your knowledge of French, is it in Chaitanya Rupa or Antakarana Vritti Rupa? Antakarana Vritti Rupa. The Antakarana Vritti Rupa knowledge of French removes the Antakarana Vritti Rupa ignorance of French. But as far as Chaitanya is concerned, it makes you know both. Earlier you didn't know French. That Vritti is made known by who? Chaitanya Rupa. Now you know French. That knowledge also is made known by who? Chaitanya Rupa. But Chaitanya is free from both ignorance and knowledge of French. So we are talking of that Chaitanya which is not opposed to ignorance and also the knowledge of a specific thing. So therefore this doubt now will be clarified. So if it is, you say that Jnana is, generally we find knowledge is opposed to ignorance, then how come the Ajnana ignorance cover the Jnana Swarupa Atma? If that is the doubt, let us see the answer. Swaprakashatma chaitanyam ajnanasya na badhakam. Bhasakam pratyutaitasya swanandasya yatha tatha. Anvaya. Swaprakashatma chaitanyam Ajnanasya badhakam na pratyuta etasya bhasakam yatha swanandasya tatha. Yatha swanandasya tatha. Nanu, no, not nanu, okay. Swaprakashatma chaitanyam. Now see here, Swaprakashatma chaitanya. That word Atma doesn't mean Atma there. Swaprakasha Swarupa Chaitanyam. Atma also can mean Swarupa. Therefore that Swaprakasha Atma Chaitanya, that Atma means that Swarupa. Means Chaitanya, which is the Swarupa. Nature of Swaprakasha means very knowledge, self-luminous knowledge principle. It is what? That Chaitanya, which is very knowledge principle. Ajnanasya badhakam na. Is not the destroyer of Ajnana. Knowledge, Atma, which is really knowledge principle, doesn't destroy the Ajnana. On the contrary, Pratyuta, on the contrary, do you know what is its nature? Etasya bhasakam. It is the one which makes you know Ajnana. Knowledge principle Atma, it doesn't destroy ajnana. On the contrary, it makes you know ajnana. I am ignorant of this. That is made known by what? Chaitanya only. Bhasakam. Etasya means ajnanasya. How do you say so? This illustration is given. Yatha swanandasya tatha. Just as Ananda, which is one Swarupa, is made known by Chaitanya Rupa Atma, so also ignorance is made known by who? Atma. So that Swarupa Ajnana, that is not, that what? Opposed to Ajnana. How is it so? This will be shown now with the illustration of sleep. In sleep you experience sukham or not? Yes. In sleep do you experience ignorance or not? Yes. Both are made known by who? Chaitanya Rupa Atma. Means that Atma, which is knowledge principle, is not opposed to Ajnana. Just as it makes you know the Ananda, that is the Swarupa of Atma, so also it makes you know the ignorance of Atma that is available in the deep sleep state. So this can be verified from our experience after waking. Sukham asvapsam najane anyat. I slept happily. I didn't know anything else. Both are made known by what? Atma only. That is what you recollect after waking up. That is now shown. Ananda jnana yo suptau chaitanyena bhasanat. Utthita sukham asvapsam na jane nyaditi smare. Suptau ananda jnanayoho chaitanyena avabhasanat. Utthitaha sukham asvapsam anyad na jane iti smare. Utthita suptau ananda jnanayoho chaitanyena avabhasanat. Utthitaha sukham asvapsam anyad na jane iti smare. Suptau, in the deep sleep state. So these both, Ananda Jnanayoho Chaitanyena Avabhasanat. Here Ananda Jnanayoho, sixth case dual of both Ananda that is available in the sleep and also ignorance available in the sleep. So what makes you know that? Because of what are you able to know that experience at that time? Chaitanyena Avabhasana. Both are experienced on account of what? Known on account of Chaitanya. Atma was verily there. And therefore, how do you express that after waking up? Utthitaha. The person who was asleep after waking up, what does he say? Sukham asvapsam. I slept happily means what? Happiness was experienced there. Without Chaitanya Atma, not possible. Again at the same time, what does he say? Anyad na jane iti smare. Anyad na jane. I did not know anything at that time. So he recollects. What does it mean? Same Chaitanya Rupa Atma present in sleep. What did it do? It illumined, made known the Ananda and also Ajnana present. That means Atma is not opposed to Ajnana. Still, the person who has doubt is not satisfied. Sir, what are you talking? Are you what? Disagreeing with the universal rule? Ask any Tom, Dick, Harry, what is it? Ignorance is removed by knowledge. Are you making this universal law null and void because of your Vedanta? Or what are you doing? That can be the doubt. Now for that he says, look, ignorance and knowledge can coexist. And what is that universal rule? Ignorance and knowledge are opposed to each other, not in terms of Swarupa knowledge principle, in terms of Antakarana Vritti. That what cancels each other, that we agree and that will be pointed out now. So where it is coexisting, where it is opposed to each other, that will be made clear, that also with the help of an illustration. Aranistho yatha vannir nadahedaranim tatha paschan mathana jato sau sakallenaranim dahed तथा वेदांत वाक्योत्थ धीवृत्तौ प्रतिबिंबितम् स्वप्रकाशात्म चैतन्यं कृष्णाज्ञानस्य बाधकम् यथा अरणिस्थः वह्निः अरणिम न दहेत तथा एड आत्म चैतन्यम अज्ञानम न दहति. Add this statement. तथा then आत्म चैतन्यम अज्ञानम न दहति मथन जातः असौ पश्चात अरणिम साकल्लेन दहित. अरणिम साकल्लेन दहित. Continue. Next stanza. तथा वेदांत वाक्योत्थ धीवृत्तौ प्रतिबिंबितम स्वप्रकाशात्म चैतन्यम कृष्णाज्ञानस्य. कृष्ण I there means अज्ञानस्य. कृष्णाज्ञानस्य Badhakam. He says, look. Arani, you know what is Arani? Olden days, for Yajna Yaga, there is no matchstick with value. There is the Adhararani, a wooden block with a scoop, and Uttararani, a rod, and that being churned. And when the because of churning, what happens? Heat emerges, sparks come, and that used to be caught in the cotton piece and then tended, and that was used for Yajna Yaga. Now, when these aranis are churned, from where the fire comes, where was it? In the wood itself, fire principle is there. But because of tell me, does the fire burn the wood or not? Yes. But that fire that was there in the wood, did it burn? If it burned, the wood is not available for churning. But when it was churned, what happened? Fire came out, and that fire will certainly, what will it do? Burn the wood, is it not? See, earlier, general rule is what? Fire burns the wood, universal rule. But the fire in the wood doesn't burn it, but when by friction it is generated, that fire burns the wood, is it not? Likewise, Atma Swarupa, Jnana Swarupa, Jnapti Swarupa, knowledge principle, Atma by itself doesn't destroy ignorance, but by Vedanta Mathana, by Vedanta what your inquiry etc., when a specific type of Antakarana Vritti is generated, which is the Jnana Vritti, the Chaitanya reflected in that Jnana Vritti removes what? Ajnana Vritti. Means both coexist and it destroys. That is why universal rule is correct, and the distinction has to be known. That is what told in this both stanzas. We will see that. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahesha Go Brahmanebhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanya Prithivi Sasrashalini Deshoyam Shobharahita Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu
मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो